it was getting 10 million views per hour. 10 million views per hour. So I think you're right. That will be, forget mugshots, it'll be the most iconic picture ever, as you point out. Don, take a look at this timeline that we put together, and I wanted the people to note a couple of dates there. One of the dates, the first one, again, yellow are court dates, and blue are election events. Let's call them election events, because look at the first one, January 15, 24, a court date the exact same day as the Iowa caucus. Not a primary, but the first one, the Iowa caucuses. Same exact date. And then jump to March 4th, 2024, yellow at the bottom. It's the trial that was just announced today, coincides with the day before Super Tuesday, the most important day in GOP primary in 4 years. Do you think there's any coincidence on the dates that they're picking to try your father?
I definitely don't see any coincidence. Of course there's coincidence. Just like every indictment literally came the day after Joe Biden or Hunter Biden were linked to a bribery scheme or further corruption or a bad ruling or a cover-up by the weaponized Biden DOJ. I mean, all of this is designed, the whole narrative, I think, the DeSantis campaign narrative, they want Trump to be the nominee. Well, they're doing everything possible to prevent him from being the nominee because they understand that he's the threat to their power. He's the threat to the deep state. He's the threat to the uniparty and to the Democrats. All of the national polling shows that Donald Trump is the only guy actually beating Joe Biden, which was the narrative of all of those other campaigns, except now, once they've gotten to know the other candidates, they're not doing so hot. They've gone down. People know Trump is the only way to stop this insanity from happening. And guess what, folks? The Democrats know it too, which is why they're trying to do it. I mean, Super Tuesday, that's 12 primaries in one day. Yeah. So the day before, that's not just taking Trump out the day before because you can't be in 12 places at once, but you got to actually campaign and be in all of those states in the weeks prior. So they want him preparing, not out campaigning, not out debating. But again, I think, like the bug shot, it was designed to embarrass. It was designed to hurt Trump. It was meant to be, a nail in the coffin, so to speak, of the campaign. But it had exactly the opposite effect because people have become accustomed to this lunacy. They see through it all. They're so much smarter than the people in Washington, D.C. want to give them credit for. They get it, they see it, and they're supporting Trump even more than they ever have, because they too do not want to risk losing their country. And they realize that's exactly what's on the table right now, Eric.
So a phenomenon that happened that I didn't see coming. I don't know if anyone really saw. You may have seen it, but after the mugshot, over the weekend, the African-American community, the black community, is rallying behind Donald Trump. And they're pointing to the mugshot saying, look, we've been saying this all along. We've been getting what the treatment Trump's getting now all along. It's a phenomenon. I'm sure Fani Willis and Chutnick and the rest of them never saw coming. Alvin Bragg, go ahead.
Yeah, well, listen, you saw the crowds screaming for the motorcade. I mean, they were for Trump in Fulton County, which let's just say wasn't prior, but they get it. It was interesting, Eric. I spoke on Friday night, at the Reawaken tour out in Las Vegas. There were 5,000 people under a tent. And the people that actually struck me the most were not people in attendance. It was the security guards at the event, a group of them, and on 3 separate occasions. African-American men came up to me. They go, hey, man, we're never voting for that other guy. We get all of this stuff. It was like they were going out of their way to let me know that they understood exactly what was going on. And I was like, man, and I get it. Republicans have talked about this forever. Maybe one day, people will realize that, the Democrats have literally done nothing to help the African-American community. If anything, they've done incredible and perhaps in many cases irreparable damage to to that community. These guys got it, man. They went. I was just like, wow. And I see stuff and you hear about it all the time, and I'm not usually swayed by this one was palpable. It was different. It was different. And I think as they see it further play out, that could be a game-changing demographic. I'm sure that will be a demographic that will be attempted to be weaponized. I just think, especially, again, with the men, they're going to see through it because, they've been dealing with this for a long time.